Welcome to the Better Together podcast, where we look for ways we can work together to advance the gospel of Jesus Christ. Today I have with us Ryan Lewis. He is usually on the other side of the camera. He's the producer of the Better Together podcast, but he's also the convention manager. So today we're going to talk a little bit about how to get ready for the NAFWB convention. So Ryan, thank you for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you. Lights are brighter on this side.
You know, they are brighter, and it's a lot more pressure. I don't know. The producer man feels like he's got a rough go, but
that's right.
I think it's worse over here. I don't know. So it's not a lot of work that goes into preparing for the convention, is there?
It just happens in July, so I don't really have to worry about it. People just show up, and man, it's a great time, and it's pretty easy for me, yeah.
There you go. So it starts out years in the making, doesn't it? Walk our people through that process.
Absolutely. So we contracted for this year's in Kansas City. We contracted this, I'm going to say, back in 2018, 2019, when nobody was thinking about this year's convention. But we began to work with the convention center and the hotels, and then as time gets closer, we really start to say, okay, we need to make sure that people can make their reservations, and we need to prepare for pre-registration. And we've already been there twice this year, just making sure that things there are in place for July, and things there are going to be what our people need, and they're going to be able to meet our expectations.
So what you talk about expectations, we do have certain expectations, and our people do. What is it that makes a good convention city?
Good convention cities for our convention are obviously family-friendly ones, because we are such a family convention, and we're really unique in that way. A lot of people have pointed that out to us. But obviously we use a lot of space, and so for Vertical 3 and the various competitions and the youth events, as well as business and seminars, we need a lot of space. But also, we're meeting in July, and so people want their hotels to be close by. So when we're able to find a city like Kansas City, where it is just a square and the convention center is on one corner and the two hotels or the three hotels are right there within close walking distance, that really makes a good city for us. Then you have the X factor of the food, and we need to make sure that's there. But Kansas City has met all of those expectations, and we're looking forward to a good year.
So I'm listening. I've never been to a convention before, or maybe I go a lot. What should I expect in Kansas City?
Kansas City is a great downtown area. It's a great, convenient walking downtown area. It's got the Marriott, the Crowne Plaza, and the Hotel Phillips, and all three of them are there on that city square close by to the center. The center, everything is confined where you can get to where you need to go under one roof, including the teen services, which will be over in the music hall. So they can expect a convenient area. They can expect an easy area to maneuver, but then they can also expect good food and good opportunities. We've been to at least 2-3 different barbecue places. One was so good we went back again. But you have the barbecue places. You have a place called the Power and Light District, just a couple of blocks off the downtown scene, where you can eat. Several restaurants there, several of the affordable restaurants, and even the upscale if you prefer that. And then they basically have a tram bus system that runs through that area completely free. You just have to kind of map out the spots that you want to go to, but they've got great opportunity for you to be able to get around with your youth group, with your family, or even by yourself pretty easily.
So it checks all the boxes in that way. It's also got a little bit of history to it, doesn't it?
It does. It does. Kansas City has some opportunities for people to check out the history of the city. It's the city of fountains, so you'll see those everywhere. But it's got the Negro League Baseball Museum. It's got my personal favorite, a steamboat museum of a steamboat that was actually buried at one point, and they've dug it up. Doesn't sound interesting probably for most, but it's my personal favorite. But Kansas City just has a rich history, and it has a history in Free Will Baptist being in the middle of Missouri as such a big state for us. So we're expecting a good crowd.
And so not that there's a lot of mobster history, a lot of Harry Truman history stayed in these hotels. So a pretty good thing. And I think
I wasn't sure what part of that I was allowed to talk about, so I was going to leave that alone. But that's correct. That's correct. You'll see some of that history in the hotels.
Yes, and 20-minute drive from the Truman Museum if you're looking for something to do along the way. So I'm planning to go. I'm trying to plan my trip. It sounds like I should go a little early or stay a little late.
I would, absolutely. It's an easy flight on Southwest or whatever you choose to fly, but it's also a pretty easy drive from a good majority of our people, and that matters too when we're picking a convention city. But yeah, come in Friday night. Those hotel rates are good on what we call shoulder dates, so you can come in a couple days early or a couple days late, or stay a couple days late and still pay that same rate. We always have the impact opportunity on Saturday, but if you want to come in on Thursday or Friday or stay till the following Thursday or Friday, you will not lack for opportunity.
Yeah, so we encourage folks to check that out. Now, I think I'm just going to show up. I think I'm just going to register. Should I do that, or is there other opportunities for me to make it smoother for myself?
It's possible, but if you remember a couple years ago in Raleigh, North Carolina, 1,000 people showed up Sunday afternoon to register, and they waited a little bit in line. So my recommendation for you is to get online. Even if you're coming for one service, you're just going to drive in and be there for a worship service, go online and pre-register. It opened Tuesday. Get your group registered. I can tell you it saves you money on V3 registrations. It saves you money to pre-register and buy tickets in advance. So take a look at all that information. But yes, pre-register. The other thing is, if you've never been to convention, you wouldn't know this. If you've been a while, you can't just show up and find a hotel room downtown. We take those up pretty quickly. So Monday, May the 12th, be sitting at your computer at 9 a.m. Central and book that hotel room online. If you are a group and you haven't already reached out about reservations for 8 or more rooms, contact me immediately, because we're getting too late for that. But if you're an individual needing a room, get online at 9 a.m. Monday, May 12th. Get a room downtown. There are rooms available at all 3 properties that we have, and they are close walking distance. But if you wait, you will not have one.
Well, I think I'm going to stay a couple of miles out, get a cheaper rate, and drive in. How does that work for the convention?
It doesn't help me at all, and I'm going to be selfish for a minute, because one of the things that helps us in a convention city is the convention center is great and they have all the space, but they don't care to host us if we're not going to help their downtown area and boost that economy. And so for one, I would say it helps the national convention in that when I'm negotiating with these cities, if I tell them we're going to fill up 900 to 1,000 hotel rooms downtown, that's a great negotiating tool. It helps you because you are literally across the street from the convention center. Now, I'm going to stay out here, I'm going to get free breakfast, I'm going to have free parking, whatever it may be. Consider all the factors, because you do all that, but then you're going to drive downtown and you're going to pay $20 plus for parking. Mm-hmm. So consider those factors whenever you are deciding whether you should stay downtown or outside of downtown, because when you do the math, sometimes it really doesn't end up making sense. This year we have some actually negotiated parking rates that are pretty affordable at those hotels. So so take a look at that, and it's also an opportunity to stay at a nice downtown hotel. I don't travel to a lot of big cities like this often, so it's an opportunity for our people to just enjoy a neat, different experience in a downtown hotel.
That's great. So anything else you think of, except to tell people Kansas City thinks they have the best barbecue in the world, but anything else we want to tell them about what to do to be ready for the convention?
My East Coast friends will disagree about their barbecue, but I have to say Kansas City has some of the best, so take opportunity for that. But something that the Media Commission and I talked about last year on one of the live streams was the convention just has a different feel when you're there. You can watch it online and think, that's really neat, and I think I'd like to be part of that. But when you're there, man, you're with 5,000 other people who believe like you believe. They worship similar to the way you worship. I know that we kind of have some different opinions there, but it's just an opportunity to be around our people. And you know this, we've had a couple of visitors the last couple of years who experienced other denominational meetings. And one guy last year looked around and was like, look at all these young people. Look at all these families that find it important to be together and to be at the convention. And so if nothing else, I'd just say, take this opportunity to be with all these Free Will Baptists, young and old, that just have a good time. We fellowship, we encourage one another, and I do think we honor the Lord in the week. I do think
Absolutely. It's also a good time to have good fellowship, kind of get re-energized, learn something new.
Sure.
Workshops start what time?
Seminars will start Monday morning, and they start at 9 a.m. and they run on the hour. We'll have 6 time slots as well as 6 seminar rooms in English and Espanol. I'll make sure to throw that in there. But there are opportunities for pastors, lay people, children's workers, men, women, college-age students. We want them to come and feel like they've been trained and equipped. And we've had several pastors who said, man, I came this year for the first time to convention. I won't miss another one. So I think part of that is just give it a shot. You've never been. Give it a shot. Come on behalf of your church. Come prepared to vote and hear the business. Come prepared to go to seminars, maybe watch some competition. But I do think it will change your perspective. I think you'll be encouraged. Yeah.
That's so good. I don't just want to go to Kansas City. I also want to go to the National Convention in 2026. Do you have anything?
I'll be there.
I
will be there.
That?
So in 2026, we have been dealing with our host city, Charleston, West Virginia. Due to some circumstances beyond their control and beyond our control, we will not be meeting in Charleston. And so my job has got a little bit different in the past couple of months where we're actually looking for some other host cities to be able to host our national convention. And so there have been word out there. Some people have approached me with information that they have heard. I would appreciate them just asking me directly because I don't have all the answers, but I can confirm or deny certain rumors that have been out there. But we will not meet in Charleston, West Virginia in 2026. We will have a national convention in 2026. It will be the same week that it always is, the third week of July. And so we hope to have some information out shortly about the city that will be hosting and hopefully some of the things that you can expect from it.
Oh, that's good. So I can put those dates on my calendar and we'll find out. Hopefully we'll know very soon where we'll actually hold that convention. I think we can verify it will not be in New Orleans. I had heard that as
That's
a rumor.
correct. That's correct. It will not be an international convention either. It won't be on a cruise ship. We're not planning to be in Vegas. Yeah. So we're looking at the possibilities, but we'll get that information out just as soon as we can.
New Orleans did make me hungry when I heard about it, but I'm like, no, we can't go there. But even though we do love New Orleans,
we do. There, it just goes back to even one of the things that we have to consider when there's a convention city that's a possibility. We also want it to be easy for people to get to, and so New Orleans is one of those where we don't have a ton of churches. Kansas City we do, and hopefully in 2026 we'll be looking at some cities that are also close to you where you can make an easy drive or an easy flight and be there with us.
Well, Ryan, thank you for the good work you do every year on the convention and producing the Better Together podcast. And
sure.
We know these last few months have been a little more stressful than usual. Thought you had it all in the bag, and with West Virginia, it did not work out for them, but hey, we're looking forward to Kansas City and then wherever we'll go in the next year.
Absolutely. That's right.
We want to thank you for being with us today. Take this podcast. Please like it, share it, give this information to someone that you think would benefit from it. And remember, every little thing we do, it really does matter. It really does help when we work together. We are better together.